Hey guys, GSP from GSP Talk Sports, and we're talking football roundup, round 27. Arsenal would have played a game more, so they are on 28. But we're going through the round 27 here. Starting with Saturday in the EPL, we had third place Villa versus 15th place Leeds. And I would have predicted a Villa win. And I actually got this one wrong. It ended up a 1-1 draw. So Villa with 67% possession, 16 shots, only 4 on target. Leeds with 14 shots and only 4 on target as well. And Villa had to get a 88-minute equalizer, so a lost opportunity here. And they are now 5 points off second place. Leeds just 6 points above relegation. And yeah, Villa have themselves to blame. Should have put away some of their chances, especially against a team like Leeds. Well, Leeds scrapping at the bottom there, pretty safe, I would say, but not good enough for Villa's title challenge. So Villa next play at Wolves. Should be another tough game. Wolves really fighting, and Leeds next host Man City. So a big one for Leeds there. Moving on the Saturday in the EPL, we had Brentford in 7th place versus Brighton in 14th. And I predicted a Brentford win. Got this one wrong. It was a 2-0 Brighton win. Brighton with 11 shots, 7 on target. Brentford, 52% possession, 13 shots, and only 3 on target. The talk of the match, James Milner, 654 appearances, puts him all time passing Gareth Barry to be the all-time leader in Premier League appearances. So well done to James Milner there. One of my favorite players from the past. Works his socks off. Really good contribution at Liverpool. And yeah, it was 2 first half goals from Brighton, and it ends their 6-game winless streak. So well done to Brighton there. They remain in 14th. Brentford remain in 7th. And Brentford next play Burnley. Brighton next host Nottingham Forest. So a big one there against Forest coming up. Then we had 5th place Chelsea versus 19th place Burnley. I predicted a Chelsea win. Alex, boy, a team disappointed me. Got this one wrong. It was a 1-1 draw. Chelsea with 66% possession, 12 shots, and only 2 on target. And Burnley with 12 shots themselves, 4 on target. And a 93rd minute equalizer in their fight for survival. Burnley, Scott Parker's side taking advantage of a red card with Chelsea, 72nd minute red card, and they made the most of it, got a point. So Burnley still fighting to try to stay off relegation. And that's, yeah, Chelsea with another red card again. They temporarily moved to 4th, but we'll see what happens with that later on. So Chelsea next play at the Emirates, big game against Arsenal. Can they do something against Arsenal? And Burnley next host Brentford. Then we had 18th place West Ham versus 9th place Bournemouth. I predicted a draw, got this one correct. 0-0 draw. West Ham 42% possession, 20 shots, and only 3 on target. Bournemouth 10 shots and 5 on target. They hit the post, by the way, Bournemouth. This one West Ham almost scored in 44 seconds. Wasn't to be. Bournemouth, they hit the post. And West Ham now, they are, with this draw, they are 2 points behind Forest. Right? Forest getting, well, we'll see, we're getting beaten from Liverpool. And 6 consecutive draw for Bournemouth. And West Ham next play at Liverpool, speaking of, and Bournemouth next host Sunderland. So some interesting ones there coming up as well. Man City, 2nd place versus Newcastle, 10th place. I predicted a City win, got this one correct. So City, with this 2-1, they got a 2-1 win, 2 goals in the first half. And it moved them temporarily to 2 points behind Arsenal before Arsenal played their game. So put on the pressure on Arsenal there, and for the North London derby they had to play against Spurs. Newcastle with 13 shots, 7 on target, and City with 55% possession, 15 shots and 7 on target as well. 20-year-old O'Reilly with a first half double to move City. Well, they moved temporarily 2 points behind, but we'll see what goes on with that as we go. But keeping the title challenge alive. Man City next play at Leeds, and Newcastle next play Korongban FK in the Champions League return leg. And Saturday in La Liga, we had Osasuna versus Real Madrid. Osasuna were 10th, Real Madrid were first. Real Madrid 61% possession, 15 shots, only 5 on target. And Real, I predicted a Real win, got this one wrong. It ended up at 2-1 Osasuna win. A 90th minute winner for Osasuna, first time beaten Real Madrid in 15 years. Real poor showing by several players, Courtois, Carvajal, Alaba, Asensio. So lost opportunity for Real here. Dropping points. We'll see what happens with that. Osasuna next play at Valencia. Real next play Benfica in the Champions League return leg. You know that they have that 1-0 lead in Champions League. Then in Saturday in Serie A, we had Juve versus Como. I predicted a Juve win. Got this one wrong. Como with a 2-0 win. Juve with 52% possession, 11 shots, 3 on target. Como with 11 shots and only 2 on target, and they scored the 2. So Spalletti's team, my team here, missing the opportunity. They each hit the woodwork, and now Como 1 point behind Juve. Juve remain 5th. And yeah, Como Cesc Fabregas team doing well with European ambitions here. Como next play Lecce, and Juventus have that return leg against Galatasaray in Champions League. They are 5-2 down. 5-2 down. So Juventus needs a miracle there, and also a miracle in Italy if they are to secure a Champions League spot. Moving on to Sunday matches in the EPL, we had 13th place Palace versus 20th place Wolves. I predicted a Palace win, got this one correct. Palace with 61% possession, 14 shots, 3 on target. And Wolves with 12 shots, 7 on target. Whoa. They had a missed penalty, Wolves, in the 43rd, and then got a red in the 61st. So doing themselves an injustice there. They remain 20th. Palace with a 90th minute winner, and they hit the post, by the way. But they remain in 13th. Palace next play in the Conference League, and Wolves next host Villa. Then we had Nottingham Forest in 17th versus Liverpool in 6th. And I predicted a Liverpool win, got this one correct. 1-0 Liverpool win, hard fought victory. 97th minute winner. And this came after an 89th minute handball. Wasn't a handball. The man get hit on his back here. He has the impression, McAllister. And his back is turned, so even if it hit him here and ricochet back into the goal, he didn't know anything about it. VAR did us in again, ruled it handball. And thank God McAllister himself got redemption and got the winner in the 97th minute, being onside by that. Thank God. Well, Van Dijk to him. So Liverpool moved level with Chelsea and Man U. Well, we will see what happened with the Man U one. So the level with Chelsea remain 6th, just on goal difference, and the next host West Ham. Nottingham Forest next play in Europa League. So thank God, much needed win there for Liverpool to remain in the Champions League fight. Then we had Sunderland in 11th versus Fulham in 12th. And I predicted a Sunderland win, got this one wrong. It was a 3-1 Fulham win. Fulham with 47% possession, 12 shots, 4 on target, and Sunderland with 12 shots, only 2 on target. Comprehensive win for Fulham here. Jimenez double. And yeah, only the second team to beat Sunderland at home this season. So Fulham moved from 12th to 10th, and Sunderland moved from 11th to 12th. Sunderland next play at Bournemouth, and Fulham next host Spurs. Then we had Spurs versus Arsenal. 16 players Spurs versus top of the table Arsenal. I predicted a Spurs win. Got this one really wrong. It was a 4-1 Arsenal rout. Double goals, well, double each from Eze and Gyökeres. And this opened back a 5-point lead for Arsenal. They had 60% possession, 20 shots, 7 on target. And they ran riot. They were in full control and very impressive win. Sorry for doubting Arsenal there, Neil. Spurs did their Spursy things, were really poor on the day. Well, granted that they have a lot of injuries, they were totally outclassed. Spurs remain 16th. Arsenal retain their top of the table position at the moment. Arsenal next play host Chelsea. Should be an interesting one. And Spurs next play at Fulham. Then continuing on Sunday in La Liga, we had Barca were in second place versus Levante in 18th. And I predicted a Barca win. Sadly, got this one correct. 3-0 Barca win. Very impressive. Easy win. Should have been more probably. Barca had 73% possession, 22 shots, and 9 on target. And they moved from second to first because Real Madrid lost and Barca took advantage. So Barca a point ahead in first now. Levante moved from 18th to 19th, and Barca next play Villarreal. And then rounding off the weekend into the week's game, we had on the Monday night football, we had Everton 8th place versus Man U in 4th. I predicted a draw. Got this one wrong, sadly. Man U with a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win for Man U. So they had 52% possession, 11 shots, and 3 on target. And Everton with 12 shots, 4 on target. So they had more on target, but just couldn't convert on the day. Man U with a 71st minute Sesko winner. First clean sheet away from home for the season for Man U, by the way. And they are now unbeaten in 11. Whoa. 3 points clear of the 5th place, Chelsea, and, well, Liverpool. Man U next play at Palace. They next host Palace, sorry. And Everton next have Newcastle. So that's the roundup for this weekend's matches. Let us know what you think, how your team did. You can leave a comment. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. JSP on JSP Talk Sports Football Roundup, round 27. Thank you, guys.